Good morning, day 12, and I just finished, my cat, I just finished my workout for this morning. I had a bit of a rough day yesterday, with just not feeling very good. That was actually due to the last ride my husband and I went on at the fair Saturday night. I was still feeling the repercussions Sunday morning. I just don't do well with spinning rides, even after taking Dramamine. But anyway, so took it a little easy yesterday, which was my rest day anyway. But was feeling a little blah last night, so I normally would have gotten up, and because my time of month is done, woohoo! I would have gotten up and I was planning on hitting the gym, but still feeling just kind of the blah of it. So anyway, I did my bike, and while I did my bike, I watched Extreme Makeover Weight Loss Edition. It's a fun little motivator for me, and I like picking and choosing certain stories that are just inspiring, and seeing how people transform inside and out. And anytime I go through the commercials, I'm always hitting it harder. So that's another like motivator for me of doing kind of like incline type workout. So anyway, did some stretching, and I just wanted to hop on here before I got my boys up and ready for the day, because I wanted to share that just a couple things. First off, I guess I'll start with a little wisdom nugget. I was reading one of my devotionals this morning, and it was a really cool thought. It said, I wrote it down so I wouldn't forget. It says, we can't authentically bear witness to Christ if we treat our bodies in contradiction to his ways. And, if I had heard that phrase a couple years ago, it would have just rolled right off. But I really meditated on it this morning, and it just helped me see the big picture of how important health and taking care of my body and living that as an example, not just to my family, but to others as well, is so important. Not just for my own health. God cares about it because he cares about me, but he also cares because it impacts the way we live out that mission and purpose that we have of glorifying God and being a witness to Christ. And so I can't be an authentic witness to Christ, like this says, if I'm treating my body with abuse and neglect and gluttony and selfishness and if I'm numbing my pain, or I'm shutting away emotions, if I'm not working through things, I can't fully live out how I'm supposed to live. And that's across the board with anyone. Whether you're a believer or not, you can't live a full life outside of that. And being a believer in Christ, I know that I can't live out the truth if I am stuck in this cage of my own fears and emotions and regrets. And so anyway, that just impacted me. And so I wanted to share that. But it was also interesting because it made me reflect a little on, I did a date night with my husband at the fair Saturday night, and it was really fun getting to we haven't gone and done rides ever together. We'll be married 7 years in a couple months. And I've never ever done carnival rides. But yeah, so it was fun and it was scary, but it was a good time. Just being there with him. But I really was reflecting as I was, we were waiting in line for the rides, or I would go and grab him food, which I said no to. I was proud of myself. I set myself up for success, just in case anyone's wondering, because you go to fair and there's a ton of treats, right? There's so many options. They're stupidly expensive, but still you're like, it's fair. It's once a year. Like, why not just have one or have a bite? And I said no to all of it, even the deep fried Oreos that my husband was trying to convince me to take just one bite of. I was like, because I knew one bite is not going to be good for me in the long run. It's not just about that one physical bite. it's about the fact that I would give in to that one bite. And so it's that twofold. Plus, I am very gung-ho on sticking with these 30 days of being completely gluten-free, dairy-free, sugar-free, and the other things. But those are the main things. And I've stuck with it. Today's day 12 and I'm doing good. So anyway, I said no to treats. But even as there was one point where he was in line for the ride and I went to go grab him a slice of pizza, which, I do miss pizza. I don't miss how it makes me feel though. So of course I said no to it. But as I was waiting in line, I was just casually looking around and people watching, and it really did hurt my heart. I'm going to be real, to see so many people overweight. They're, and that may seem like a duh thing, like, yeah, Julie, it's the fair, it's America, like, obviously. But it's really grown over the years. If you stop and you take a look around, and it's people you don't know and it's people there were people I knew, and seeing them, and it was maybe after kids or maybe after a loss or maybe just life, they've been busy, they've been working a lot or whatever, life hits us, and it's very common to turn to food. Or, in reality, we do turn to a food to a degree, some more than others. But it's the combination of you're either turning to food of comfort or you're just eating and not realizing what you're eating. And so it made me really sad to see that. And it just kind of fueled a little bit more of that desire to want to do it myself so that I can, Lord willing, help others do it. Like, because I was like, especially like looking at like other moms, with all of their loving kids and them just giving them big hugs and excited to see them doing the rides, but they weren't doing the rides with them. They were standing and watching, or they were sitting and eating something, and and they were obviously not at a healthy place. Some of them were huffing around. They looked uncomfortable and tired, and I could relate to that. And it makes me want to cry, honestly, just thinking about it, because I know what that feels like to just feel like you're just surviving. You're just trying to give your kids the life you want to give them, but you feel so tired and overwhelmed that you resort to your just little like bubble, and the comfort is the thing that's killing you. It's the food. The things we go to are the things that are actually smothering us. They're killing us, like literally, if we don't stop, like we could die. That's how scary it is. But anyway, that also just reminded me of how important this journey is. And wherever you're at, whatever phase or season you're in, I get it. It's hard. And there are so many people that have way harder situations than I do. But at the end of the day, if we want something enough, we will do what needs to be done to make it happen. And there are so many ways of reaching our goals, and maybe it's starting with just those baby steps. Maybe you're a soda drinker and you start with cutting out soda. Maybe you work a ton and you get home and then you eat a huge meal and that's all you eat, and it's just you're tired, and so maybe you need to cut back on your hours, or maybe you need to get your family involved, and you guys all you take 2 hours every week and you meal prep for the week so that you can bring healthy snacks or a healthy lunch to work with you, to make sure that you're actually eating something through the day, making sure your blood levels, your blood sugars are even, and then you have something in the crock pot, or maybe you teach your kids, or you encourage your spouse to help you in that. If you're gone all day and you come home and you're like way too tired to cook something, there are dishes that take less than 30 minutes. If we take 2 hours to either meal prep or to meal plan, and we can order groceries and pick them up nowadays. There are ways to make it happen. And I know personally that it feels so daunting to start. 100%. It feels like, oh gosh, like I'm going to waste money on all this healthy food and then I'm not going to have time to cook it. And it just feels like a lot of work and I'm already tired. But I can personally attest that when we put our health as a priority, like a real priority, not, yeah, I got my workout in, click, now I'm done for the day. But yeah, I got my workout in. Okay, I've got my meal prepped. What else needs to be done to make sure that I'm taking care of myself for this week so that I can be more effective and have the energy to do all the other things I want to do. Since doing that, I have way better energy. I'm up at 5:30 in the morning, and I'm in bed by 10:30 at night. And I have got energy, y'all. Like, I couldn't have said that when I was eating like garbage. I felt like I needed more sleep, even though I wasn't working out and I wasn't eating healthy because I was fueling my body with crap. I mean, let's be real. It makes a huge difference how we take care of ourselves. And I know it sounds counterproductive, but it's 100% the way to get out of that hole is to just commit to something. So that's just my encouragement wherever you're at, is to find something. If you're not sure how to get started, find one thing to start with. Maybe it's trying a new recipe, or one of the ways that I kind of started before officially starting these days is I replaced my breakfast. I started off with a smoothie and I just got in the habit of that. And then after I got into the habit of having my smoothie that's packed with all of these really yummy things, pea protein powder, and I've got collagen and all of these different things. After getting used to that every morning, then I transitioned to changing my lunch. And then it was just suddenly now all 3 meals are healthy and I feel better. And then I started incorporating exercise to a more, grander degree. So start with where you're at. And I promise you, if you stick with it, you will see the results 100%. It's worth it. So that being said, yeah. It's been a good 2 days, and I just wanted to hop on and share that's what I've been realizing, and just seeing the weight of this journey and the impact it can have on others, and the need that there is, for all of us to look and examine our lives and our health and what we can do to really live our best lives now, which we can. But it does require making decisions. We're faced with decisions pretty much every second of every day, right? And really can just come down to making the better choice. And I've talked about that before, but that's a really practical way of doing it. Like last night, my husband had a real hankering for ice cream. And I've said before that ice cream used to be my hardcore weakness. I mean, y'all, I used to polish off those little Ben & Jerry pints. I used to polish off, I would go grocery shopping and I would buy like 3 of them and finish them in a week. Like some of them in just an entire day, I would just polish it off. And then I would take a break the next day because it made me sick. And then I would do it the following day on another one. And I would hide them in the back of my freezer. And it was just terrible. Now I look back on the amount of calories in those things. I was doing that on top of eating foods. And even when I would try to convince myself, I'm going to have this instead of lunch, I would feel miserable. And I was still eating over my calories. And I was eating garbage. Ice cream is literally, it can be a great treat and a fun way to celebrate with people in the right settings. But at the end of the day, let's be real. There's no nutritional value in ice cream. It is literally sugary fat cream that's been frozen. And so when my husband came home with ice cream, I didn't think I was going to be tempted. He came home with 2 of my favorite flavors. And I was giving him some of the angry eyes. But he was like, don't be mad at me. I was like, I'm not mad at you. I am mad at the fact that I'm even tempted to consider those. And I said that, in fact, my anger is fueling my desire to say no because I don't want it. And I don't want to give into that. So know that that's also potentially where you could end up, is that you could just get so angry over the fact that had an effect on you for so long that you say, no, I refuse to even entice myself with that as an option. So after he put him in the freezer, he had his share. I just turned the labels around so I don't see that it says cookie dough and cookies and cream. I just turned him around, and I 100% refuse to get into those things. I will not. I will not. And because it just angers me thinking of all those years I wasted. And this is the result of it, y'all. I look pregnant, but I'm not. This is from taking poor care of myself. So that was just a little bit of a vulnerable moment, give or take. Take it for what it is. But I hope you all have a great day. Wherever you're at, keep at it. And day 12, I'm almost halfway through. Gosh, a few more days and I'll be halfway through these first 30 days. Wow, it goes fast, y'all. Like, one decision at a time, one day at a time, keep at it. And yeah, we'll see you later. Bye.